Disclaimer: this show is not for the faint of heart or the easily offended. The views expressed here are that of the show hosts only, and not their wives, girlfriends, husbands, boyfriends, polygamous partners, employers, music artists, businesses, or anyone other than the Cognitive Dissolutions podcasters. The explicit tag is there for a good reason. Please proceed with caution.
Every one of us will have to decide whether or not we want to keep this great republic or whether we're willing to sacrifice it and surrender it to tyranny.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Cognitive Dissolutions podcast, where we address the current issues of today with brash humor, skepticism, or aggression to invoke critical thinking in the masses. We take our tightly held beliefs, everyone's tightly held beliefs, mash them up with current events, politics, and religion, then throw them to the fires of skepticism. We magnify the so-called logic, then blow it all up. There is no green zone of safety for a lack of critical thinking. This is episode number 22. Your hosts today are Joel, John, and I'm Al, and we are your tormentors.
You should have your wife's laughing instead of crying.
Yeah, well, I was ready to cry earlier. Seriously, I was just trying to fuck off, have a decent day playing a game that I haven't played in like 7 months, and
hide the pickle.
Well, no, not that one. And then on the yeah, that made my wife laugh too. And every 5 seconds,
here's a trick: you put it between two pieces of bread. Works every time. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I hope you still got your cricket noise thing.
I'm going to shoot the shit out of that.
I forgot we went live. Whoops.
But yeah, every 5 seconds, I'm sitting here trying to play Star Trek Online, just fuck off, have a nice day. And every 5 seconds, somebody on the family thread and text messaging, sending me a picture of their dog. Or they're talking about, the family trip later on next month. And it just, 44 messages in like half hour, and I could not get anything done in my game. I'm ignoring my phone, trying to get something done on my game, feel like I've actually accomplished something, but no, family didn't want me to do that, so.
Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
Android.
Oh, you are so fucked, because you can't leave the message group.
No, I can leave the message group anytime I want. All I have to do is delete it and then block it, but I don't want to block everybody in my family like that. Besides, it seems that turning off cellular data is a quick fix.
Oh, nice. Well, that works. You can always go to airplane mode and then just turn on your Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah,
it's a workaround. It's not a fix.
No, and airplane mode means we can't receive any texts or messages at all. I'd rather just go without cellular data and use the Wi-Fi alone, and then when we go away, then we just have to turn it back on again.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I was asking Android or iPhone, if it's iMessage like family messages, you can actually go to the message group and mark leave group. It doesn't block anybody. You just don't receive any more text from that group until you go back in and sign back in.
There is a way I can do that. I've just never investigated it because I've never cared.
Oh, I've had to use it several times on my family.
Is suicide an option at this point, or?
Well, suicide is painless.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, unless you're, doing autoerotic asphyxiation, then it can be quite painful or pleasurable depending on how you look at it.
Well, it can be quite painful or pleasurable no matter how you do it. Depends on whether or not you're a pinhead.
Pinhead, he says. Oh my god, I haven't heard that one
dude
since
actually has a name.
1983.
I never even
Yeah.
knew that dude had a name, and I forgot what it was now, but something on Facebook, I saw that guy actually has a name in Wes Craven's original concept. The dude had a name, and it wasn't Pinhead. It was something else.
Yeah, it's like Xeraces or something like that.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Yeah, because all of them had their own individual names, and they actually used them in the second movie. They actually talk to each other. If you can sit through the first 30 minutes of that fucking horrible ass beginning.
I like the first movie. I don't know that I'd really even... I don't think I sat through the first half hour of the second movie, so...
Yeah, I sat through the first 3 movies, and then I was like, no, I'm not going for another 6 of these. But, yeah.
So, there it is. Yeah.
Yep. So, what are we going to talk about this show? Are we going to try and cover what we did last show, or trying to cover for the yesterday's show?
I'd be okay with
so.
I don't even remember what the topic was.
Education traditions.
Ah, yes.
Damn it! I was going to come up with something crazy.
Well, you can still come up with something creative. I mean, what are you talking about?
No. I was gonna fuck with Al, but you went in there. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
You ruined everything.
You got to speak up faster, Joel.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah, get the dick out of your mouth.
Damn.
shut the fuck up, Khalid.
And the bread. Don't forget the bread.
Yeah, the bread.
The
'cause we gotta
bread.
hide the pickles.
The pickle.
Tickle,
That's all I
tickle.
got.
Now, see, Joel, I would not have been able to fuck with you if you had said the proper place to hide the pickle is between 2 peaches.
2 peaches,
Yes. 2 orange slices.
as opposed to buns.
Well, I mean, you can hide it between a pair of buns if you want, but I mean that's a little weird, and it's usually not all that pleasurable for her.
Well,
Some
I
women
don't-
like
I-
riding that Hershey Highway.
yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be so quick to judge.
They're lying.
Oh,
They're
come
lying.
on. Everybody loves a little chocolate starfish kiss every now and again, don't they?
You know,
I'm gonna hurl pretty soon.
that's like saying everybody likes a bluff. No, everybody doesn't. But anyway.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. So,
I'm
just-
holding my breath. Yeah.
most women do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what if we did podcast smells somehow?
How the fuck do you do podcast smells? You gotta elaborate on that for me to understand this concept.
Well, because we talk about some really disturbing shit, and I can't even imagine. Yeah, I can't even imagine if you had to associate the smell with the discussion.
Well, see, that's the thing. With full immersion computing, you would be able to do that because you'd have a direct neural connection, direct neural interface with your brain, and your brain would translate those electrical impulses as smell, and then you would remember smelling that, but you would never actually smell it. Your nose wouldn't smell it, but your brain would detect it. And thank God we don't, because can you imagine a zombie game?
Or just pickles. I mean, God, I
Or
want to smell
just-
pickles all the time.
Or just the other fucking fat dude on the other side of the fucking computer that you're arguing with.
straight.
I mean, really. Just saying.
I'm not sure how to take that.
That's not what I meant.
What? Oh, no. Well, no. Besides, in games like I don't know, like World of Warcraft, you wouldn't smell the other guy in his mom's basement. You would smell his character, which I mean, in World of Warcraft, it's a medieval type of thing. I mean, that dude would stink too. But anyway,
It's not a character; it's a tune.
it's a tune. Yes, of course. Yes, you are correct.
What?
My bad.
It's a tune.
I don't
Tune.
get it.
TOON.
Like
Because
a
they look like
cartoon?
yes, because
Yeah.
they look like cartoon characters.
Okay. I'm going to roll with that on that.
A lot of cricket moments in the outtakes tonight.
Well,
I don't
gotta
play World
say,
of Warcraft, so
we're not into our zone. It's been a long time since we've done a podcast.
Yeah, it has been. And I'm sitting in the garage. I'm nowhere near the computer, so the intro's pretty much fucked for this one. So we're just going to kind of roll on through.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a pickle.
I mean, I could
We
try.
find
the intro from
ourselves
memory.
in a pickle because we don't have our intro.
I could try the intro from memory, but I'm going to fuck it up.
Why don't you just grab the intro from the other one? I'll send it to you. Or the one from last night. The one we recorded last night.
Yeah, you can just dub that one in.
Yeah.
Because you go, podcast! It was great. It was a moment. Welcome to another edition of the Cognitive Dissolutions podcast.
Yeah,
because when you're
vibe on it.
When you're cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day.
You know?
And crickets.
I don't know what's going on in there, man. I think we should. You know what? I think we should. We're on a roll here. I think we need to look at this as an opportunity. Why don't we try to make the world's worst ever podcast?
Might as well. I mean, we've already fucked up a good 10 minutes of it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sure, we can cover the topic that, is relevant and, consistent with the times and necessary to discuss, but we can fuck that up too, just like we do everything else.
Well, we can show how untraditionally educated we are.
Well, some of us, anyway.
I was traditionally educated, unfortunately, I think.
I was classically educated. Thank you very much.
Classically. Did you get a monocle and a top hat with that?
No, but I did learn the Queen's English.
Really?
I did.
The only thing I studied about the Queen's English was how to kill her fucking agents. I'm just saying. Fuck them.
So, what about the Brexit? Speaking of...
Oh, speaking of the British?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. It was their idea in the first place. It was about time they figured out that it was a bad one.
I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently, so...
And
what'd you bring it up for?
Well, because usually I just wait for you guys to say something smart, and then I fuck it up.
So,
that was my job.
My opinion on it is very, very reserved, because they're learning that their choice to leave is having massive impacts on their own economy. And when other member states of the UK, like Scotland and Northern Ireland, are thinking about joining the EU now that the damage is done, it kind of makes you wonder.
What am I wondering?
I mean, how poor a choice it was, or whether or not it was an actual smart move.
To do it in the first place? Hell no. That wasn't a good idea. Let me give you here, check this out. Let's say you, me, and Joel, we all decide that we're going to form a commune because we don't like the idea of not being able to pay our rent, or we want to live in a bigger house, or whatever the fuck. So we all move in together, and we pool all our funds, and we live in a commune. And we all use the same bank account, right? Well, what happens when one of us wants something? We got to go buy it, right? That's what's going on with the EU right now. You got a bunch of different countries with a bunch of different ideas, and all of them want their shit, and they've decided to use a common currency. That's the common bank account, and they're all using the common World Bank, and everybody's using the same shit. They're all living in the same house, and guess what? It ain't working. Communes have never worked unless you are a pure communist, unless you are a tribal type communist and your mind is where it needs to be in order to make that work. As long as your mind is anywhere near capitalism, that shit ain't never going to work.
But, well, hold on, though. I mean, we're all making this deal together anyways. I mean, because you've got you just got more people, really. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, a country is filled with multiple people, so we're all in some kind of agreement in that regard. If you add other countries, you're just adding more people, so that
no,
scale.
Hang on, because you're not. What you're suggesting is, okay, let's say in the United States, we've got people in L.A., Seattle, New York, and Atlanta, right? And all those people are getting along just fine using the U.S. dollar and the same U.S. Treasury and the same U.S. Treasury Department. Yeah, you're right, they are, because they're all Americans and their mind is set. What was that?
That was my daughter coming in the middle of the show.
Oh, hi. And
Hi, kiddo.
sounded like something crashed and
You guys,
burned.
we're on to something here. I think that this worst podcast ever is attainable.
So here's the kicker. I normally take over the playroom where the computer is.
Yeah.
So, and I kick the kids out of that area so they don't, come in and interrupt the show and all that jazz. And I make sure I can look through the glass door to hit mute. So today I was like, you know what? Both the kids are being really good. I'll go out in the garage where nobody fucking is this time of night. And I'll let them have the playroom, and I'll let them have the thing. And then before I go out in the garage, I'm like, hey, I'm about to start a show. Don't come out in the garage. And that shit happens.
Well,
I think they really like you.
They just want to be near Dad.
No, she actually came to look through some plastic bag for who the fuck knows what's in there.
Okay.
Hopefully not the dope.
No, I keep the heroin and the coke in a different room.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the idea of a common currency and a common economy works in a particular nation because the people that are participating in it are all of the same mindset.
I totally disagree with that. Are you telling me that somebody in LA has the same mindset as somebody in Columbus, Ohio?
If they're
Somebody does.
if they're a part of the economy.
Shut the fuck up, Al. God damn it. Generally speaking.
The thing is, though, we're not talking about a bunch of Americans. We're talking about Englishmen trying to have literally the same economy as Greeks.
I get it. I understand, but
Now they do.
It's crap.
Well,
They have
they're
the
not.
exact same shit economy that the Greeks do.
Yeah, and they don't like it. That's why they're leaving.
No.
Wait, what happened? Where'd Al go?
I don't know.
Joel, did you kick him?
I should have, but I didn't.
Al, where you at?
I'm right here.
Okay,
Oh.
good, because we didn't hear what you just said.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm not even on fucking Wi-Fi right now. I'm on my fucking cellular. Oh my god, I hate this place.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how bad this podcast turns out to be.
Oh, it's fantastic.
so
right
excited.
now. Jesus Christ. Oh.
I've heard enough about that guy today.
Wait, what?
Jesus
No, you
Christ.
haven't. No, you haven't. Not
God
really
loves
enough.
you, Joel.
Yeah, might not be the best podcast to do that to him today. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
You missed his post earlier today.
Did I? What did he say?
No, it's not that big of a deal.
No,
I'll
really.
just I can just read it to you.
No, by all means.
Said, my grandpa's funeral was today, and I said, not sure how many more of these I'm going to be able to handle. We spent a little less than half the time talking about and remembering an incredible man with talent, compassion, and love without measure. Then we spent the rest of the time talking about a fictional character in a poorly written book.
Well, why did you... I don't understand. Why did the topic change?
Is it?
Was that just the service that was planned?
That was his
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting that. So in case anybody listens to this, I'm not suggesting
They
that
don't.
it should have been
Don't
done.
worry about it.
Yeah,
Nobody does.
I know. I'm not suggesting it should have been done any differently than it was. I'm just saying that I was having a hard time with it. That's all I'm saying. Like, it was not conducive to my grieving process in any way, shape, or form.
I understand. Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. It's incredibly crazy to me that in a celebration of life, taking time to remember someone's complete life, that we spend more time talking about a made-up thing than we do about the person who's dead. So,
well, remember that memorials and funerals are not for the dead. The dead don't care.
Well, I know that. I know that.
And
but
if the majority of the people that are present think that they're going to see that guy again in the afterlife, well, then hearing that from somebody who is an authority on the afterlife, somebody like a priest or a pastor, is probably going to make them feel better. It's not to say that you have to believe in these things or that you have to accept these things. It's for those people who feel that way.
I understand all of that. Just saying I didn't like it.
No, I get that, and you don't have to like it. Your grieving process can be very different. When we were overseas, we weren't supposed to drink, but whenever, at least in some soldiers have this habit, this tradition of, instead of going to a funeral or memorial service, they'll go to a bar and they'll have a ceremonial drunk and they'll talk about the guy or the lady and just tell stories and drink until they pass out. Wake up, go to work.
That sounds great. I can support that.
That might actually help your grieving process, doing something like that. But it would have to be with somebody who agrees to do it. I don't think your grandma would agree to that sort of thing.
No.
And I don't know your grandpa, so, it'd be kind of irrelevant for me to show up.
Another thing that bums me out is I'm pretty certain that he wasn't overly religious by any means until... I don't think he was religious at all until he moved into the assisted living and, they did church stuff all the time. That's fine. I guess if he was happy, I don't care. I really don't. Talk about a captive audience, I don't know.
Well, I
just don't like it. I'm just telling you right now, I don't like it, and that's all I'm saying, is I don't like it.
And you don't have to like it. And
yeah, I don't have to like it, that's right.
When it comes to situations like that, I call it basic training conversions. And the reason why is because in the military, you'll notice that a lot of the privates go to church services, even if they're atheists like I was, because it gave you something to do on Sunday that was different from the other bullshit.
Yeah, and I could actually see him kind of being in that boat. I don't know. The dude was... I don't know how much I've talked about him, but he was incredibly intelligent, amazing doctor, and I don't know.
Well, and that's not to conflate that, smart people, religious people aren't smart.
I know. Well, statistically, and I say that, I'm not being derogatory when I say that, statistically, religiosity and education have an inverse connection.
Yes, but that's not to assume that religious people aren't smart.
No,
because we were religious at one point too.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and John is in his way, and I respect John tremendously. It's just
qualified that.
Well, I don't know.
I'm intelligent in my way. That's nice. That's
no,
good.
I didn't know. I said you're religious in your own way.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't say that you were intelligent. Maybe I did, but that was a mistake. Obviously,
that made my wife laugh too. That was good.
Anyways, I'm just bitching. That's all I'm doing.
No, and
people don't
cool.
like it. Not you. I'm not saying that you guys don't like it, but if other people don't like it, sorry.
No, I like hearing you bitch because you're entertaining.
Yeah, my misery is just so much fun to witness.
Well, I don't know about your misery, but how you react to it. Sure.
So, I'm not miserable. I'm not miserable. It just there was some moments in there. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this?
Well,
Okay, so
I know where you're coming from. I did the same thing, while my grandma was going, having to deal with that bullshit. So, I feel it.
I could just see those same people judging me because I believe that someday I'll have all the pedals I need. All the guitars I need, all the amps I need. Someday it'll happen.
No, it won't.
I should rephrase that and replace the word need with want.
That's like Belloc and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Archaeology is our religion.
And our religion is archaeology.
But we've both fallen from your pure faith. Joel, I think you might just get the worst podcast ever out of this.
I'm doing everything I can to facilitate that.
And you're succeeding.
I know.
Leading the charge down the drain.
I'm just saying that I have a feeling that this will end on some kind of flatulent moment or a belch or something.
Well, then you've been hiding the pickle in the wrong spot.
Either that or Al's going to yell at
before.
Al's going to yell at me for telling me he's faithful. Something.
Oh, I really, while I think that would be a big step towards the worst podcast ever, I really don't want to get into that again.
Oh, well, it's not then.
Oh, that was a fun moment, though. We all know it.
Oh God,
yeah.
it kind of was, but I was like taken back. Like, is this real? Just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what about those Seahawks, huh? You think they'll ever work again?
What?
Why does everybody say what when I say that?
Because it does. I don't understand what you're saying. And I have a hearing problem.
I'm saying they suck.
Seahawks?
Do you think they're ever going to find work again?
Oh, probably not.
You guys know I kind of
I don't watch soccer, though.
Sworn off professional sports for the most part.
The Seahawks play soccer? I thought they played baseball. Oh, no, that's the Mariners. That's right.
They're in the National Basketball Association with the Bears. Okay?
And that's what happens when they're playing the game. They got to get 3 home runs. The Seahawks have to get 3 home runs in a row, and that's called a hat trick, right?
Yeah, because they got to get through the uprights.
That's exactly how it works.
You got to hit them. You got to hit them through the uprights, and then
between the goalie's upright legs. Got it.
Yep. We are so close. So close.
We're going for a no-hitter here. No redeeming value whatsoever.
Is that a reverse hat trick? When the pitcher throws it at you 3 times and you don't hit it at all? That's a okay. Never mind.
I thought the reverse hat trick was where you slept with her brother too.
All right. Well, let me just say this. I hope they were wrong about Jesus and stuff because we're going to hell if they were right.
I'm going to hell in at least a dozen religions.
Yeah, at least we'll be all full of company.
But I'm also going to heaven
wow.
in at least a dozen religions.
I'm going to neither in all of them, so I'm just rolling.
No, you'll be. I'm certain I will see you in heaven.
I'm certain you're on drugs right now. Then.
Very distinct possibility, but I don't think so. haven't touched them like ever in my life. So.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
You need to.
You never smoked pot?
Need to.
No.
Okay. Hold on. You've never done heroin?
But yeah, my wife is taken aback by this too. I mean, really, why is it so surprising to anybody? I was in the Navy for 6 years.
You never drank alcohol.
Which by definition,
I drink
you
alcohol.
You should
That's
have
a
a
drug.
cocaine problem and multiple diseases.
Certainly,
if
but
you were
I
in the
don't.
Navy.
Certainly, but I don't. Now, booze is another thing altogether. I don't consider booze to be a drug. But, okay, by Joel's definition, if booze is a drug, then yes, I've done drugs.
Okay,
Nicotine,
hold on.
yes, I've done drugs.
Hold on. John, how old are you again?
Do I have to answer that?
No.
Just he's
Old enough to
he's
know
fucking
better.
old.
You're old enough to know better than to tell you how old I am. Older than a new,
Can you give me clues in Common Core?
older than a newborn, younger than a mountain.
And shriveled like a pickle.
Well, no, not quite. Not quite there, but you know.
I'm just saying we should probably consider getting you some drugs.
Yeah.
I thank you for the offer, but not really interested. I'm fucked
Look,
up enough as it is.
I know Al is good at it, and he could teach me how to go covert, and we are going to fucking kidnap you and inject you with 9 heroines.
9 heroines. What the fuck? Somebody who doesn't know heroin.
I'm sorry, for a moment there, I almost thought you were Chinese talking about 9 hells. Seriously.
Jesus Christ.
It just sounded that... I mean, really, okay. Yeah.
9 heroines.
Yeah. The Chinese have a lot of health.
I'm too tall.
Where the fuck did that come
we'll
from?
Well, I can't be Chinese.
We are gonna have to.
Too tall.
That was racist as fuck.
What are you talking
Joel's a
about?
goddamn racist.
You do realize that that one of the tallest basketball players in the world is Chinese, right?
Yeah, and he's like everyone else comes up to his knees. His name is Yao Ming. He's the exception that proves the rule.
What?
Just proving the exceptions.
But if he's Chinese and he's really tall, then all Chinese are not short.
Well, compared to him, they are.
Well, naturally. But since he's Chinese also, there's nothing to compare him to, and he can't be a comparison to himself because he's Chinese. At least for the purpose of determining whether or not height is determined by race.
Well, race doesn't exist, so yes.
See that? Bam. Drop the mic, Al.
I wasn't actually talking about race.
There you go.
I'm talking about
There
a
you go.
country. I'm talking about a country that tends to have people that are a lot shorter than I am.
Granted?
That was hard, wasn't it? You did not want to do that. That was like the sound you make when you're trying to put your socks on. And
I don't understand.
well, you don't have a big belly. That's probably why. It's like, oh, oh god. I think we're gonna make it, guys. I think we're gonna make it.
I think we're already there.
I think, yeah. I think all we could do now is screw it up. There will be no profundity in this podcast. Don't even think about it.
Great. Now I have to go look up a word.
Profoundness.
Ah. Thanks, Joel.
Yeah, you're really helping out, bro.
Oh, man. After today, I totally needed hookers and blow.
Yeah.
Why do I
Not
not
necessarily in that order.
You know what? Where you live, you can probably find that fairly easy.
I probably could, but that would require some driving, and I'm just not that motivated.
Ah, got it.
And you really don't want Portland.
You mean you're not that motivated?
Oh, God damn it. Oh, there is no... You guys do realize that I cannot do an outtakes of this fucking episode, right?
The whole
this
thing
whole
is an
episode is outtake. And we're in
the cuff.
synchronicity.
Crazy, fucked up.
Oh man.
You know what? Here's what we could do. I can pull down Thoreau's civil disobedience, and we can dissect each and every sentence.
No.
Yeah.
Why don't we
No.
dissect a pickle?
What is your obsession with pickles? Have you been eating like at Jimmy John's a whole shit ton lately? What's going on?
I have been eating at Jimmy John's a shit ton for a long time.
Do we need to have like a counseling session right here? Because you're
Do we need to
obsession
have an
over pickles.
intervention?
Counseling session about what?
A pickle intervention.
a
Do you
pickle
want to
vention.
intervene on my pickle?
No.
I don't know how to answer that.
We're going to intervene on your mind obsessing over pickles.
All right, should we change the name of the podcast to The Intervening Pickle?
The intervening pickle.
Pickle. No, but we can keep it in mind for another podcast when people stop listening to this one.
You mean like 3 hours ago?
Wait a minute. You mean they were listening to it in the first place?
Touche.
I thought we were just doing this for our own personal edification.
Are you still shocked to how many people... You have a podcast? Like, on my Facebook. Like, you have a podcast? What do you talk about? Fuck you.
Oh.
Speaking of statistics, did you know that 95% of podcasts end after their 10th episode? Or before?
I wasn't aware of that, but I was aware that 85% of statistics are made up.
That's true. That is more than likely true.
40% of the time, it works every time.
Somebody's been in the army.
Built by the lowest bidder.
True story.
Why buy one of anything when you can have two for twice the price?
Are you guys gonna blow up a mountain again? Or
Yeah, we'll set another one on fire. I was telling Joel about that before the show started.
Oh,
When we set the fucking mountainside, the whole eastern part of Washington on fire a couple of years ago.
yeah. That was fun.
did you play?
Yeah, it was.
Did you play One Shining Moment while you did it?
Oh. I
No,
still
but
have pictures of when it first went up. So I got pictures of that big old billowing smoke cloud that looked like an A-bomb went off.
Very, very briefly during the firefighting training, when the instructor mentioned something about Top Gun, I had Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone in my head. Does that count?
Yes, yes, it
That's
does.
pretty rad.
Okay.
It's funny because the other day I was thinking about Top Gun and I thought it would be fun to like do a cover of Great Balls of Fire, but the original song is only like a minute and 45 seconds or something like that, so it had to extendo a little bit. But I think it'd be fun to cover that.
To
I don't know what I'm
cover
talking about.
Danger Zone?
No, Great Balls of Fire.
Oh.
Do you play piano? I thought you played guitar.
No, it would be on the guitar.
Can you wait?
I can't play.
Can you even, I'm trying to imagine that song with guitar instead of piano. It's just not
Well,
working for me.
That's fine. Sorry, you don't have a very creative imagination.
I'm trying
It
to
still
coax you,
wouldn't work for Joel either. It's a
I'm trying
horrible
to
plan.
coax you into doing it.
Oh, well, the
Not working.
other guys didn't seem too thrilled about it. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, holy shit!
What
It
did
does
you
look
do?
like it looks like a Moab at least.
Oh, I sent
Oh,
him
yeah,
the
yeah,
picture. I sent. I'll attach it to the podcast right about where we start talking about this so people can see it in a picture if they're actually watching the video.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was. It was what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
This isn't like classified information, right? You're not like making an accessory.
No.
No.
It made the fucking news.
Well, what'd you guys do?
It just set it off the ground burning when a round hit.
It's so funny.
And
Whatever
then
you
some
just did, John,
jackass-
didn't work.
Can you read what the sign says in that one?
It says attachment unavailable.
Oh, here, let me try something different.
This is how bad our podcast has become. We're sending each other Facebook messages. Nobody can see what the fuck we're talking about. Great.
We're just completely insensate to what a listener might be going through.
So, to the listeners who may be listening later on down the road, we really don't care that you can't see this shit. It's entertaining.
That's true.
us. And no, I'll have to attach the pictures that show up.
I'm so entertained I can hardly stop yawning.
Here, maybe this will entertain you.
Maybe. Seems unlikely.
Still waiting.
It's still uploading.
This attachment may have been removed, or the person shared it does not have permission to share it.
Yeah, I'm failing at Facebook
Life.
Messenger right now. For whatever reason, this is okay.
So I got a sidebar question while we're trying to fiddle fuck this around.
Let's do it.
So, John, does your wife get as much entertainment out of this show while you're recording it as we get while we're recording it?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm not in the habit of speaking for her. Would you like me to put her on?
If she's so comfortable on coming on the show for a minute.
Okay, hang on. Here, Al's got a question for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
Question is, are you
That was-
enter-
That was a little dry. What? Ow.
God, he fucking wants to ask me shit. I was just curious if you were as entertained with listening to the show while we record it, while John's doing the recording, as we are entertaining each other with this shit.
It depends, because sometimes I can hear your side of the conversation and sometimes I can't. It depends on how deaf he is that day.
Ah.
So it depends on how loud he has the headphones volume up.
Great.
Do you enjoy the convoluted way in which we ask questions?
Well, when you're using the small words like you are today, yes. Then there are days where you're using these like 20-letter words and I'm just out because I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Well, that makes two of us, I guess.
So now that you're part of the show, as a victim / guest,
Nice way to put that, uh-huh.
well, he kind of got
guessed him.
roped into this well, I kind of shot the question to John, not really thinking too thoroughly through it, and then he
Imagine
said
that. Imagine my surprise when you didn't think thoroughly through a question or a comment.
Fair enough. So John's response kind of put me in my place by saying, "Well, I don't have a tendency of answering for her. Let me go get her." I was like, "Well, okay. Well, I guess we'll have her on the show if she's comfortable." And now John's in the background, so we can just kind of X him out. You can be part of the show now.
Oh no, he's getting his mic back.
All right. Thanks for joining in.
I want a microphone that's looks like a pickle.
God, you and fucking pickles. Oh, you've beaten that fucking pickle to death. Quit it. Did you hear about the guy that...
Yeah, you should have seen me in high school, bro.
Did you hear about the guy that beat his pickle 42 times? He fucking died. We know the limit now.
Why are we beating our pickles?
42.
Why are we beating our pickles?
Oh.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Why would you ask me
Joel
such a ridiculous question?
Joel got on the pickle thing after your wife left, and
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
what?
Started. Wait.
That was an interesting way to put that.
very interesting.
Strike-
way to put that.
Strike that, reverse it, back it up. So after your wife left the conversation, Joel brought up the topic of pickles again.
Actually, it was not a pickle. It was a microphone that was shaped like a pickle.
He brought up the topic of pickles again. That's what I heard. That's all I need to know. Oh,
Sounds very odd.
what was?
This obsession with pickles.
It does kind of make me wonder about Joel. What's going on there?
I don't know. I have synesthesia.
That has nothing to do with pickles.
Yes, it does. It has everything to do with pickles.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's rainbows.
Oh my god. I'm not high enough for this.
Very confused.
Welcome to my world. I don't know where we're going with this.
Pickles
But-
and peaches. Pickles and peaches.
You'll have to thank the wife for coming on the show and tolerating my bullshit for a couple of minutes.
They would like to thank you for coming on the show and tolerating their bullshit for a few minutes. She has no words. She said okay.
Which is a Native American word.
Put the headset back on. They were talking about pickles, and I had nothing to do with the conversation about pickles.
Oh, okay. That's probably a good thing.
And that's why I'm like, what went on in those few seconds?
I cannot speak intelligently about what happened in those few seconds.
Nobody can.
You mean those
not
few
even-
secs?
Wait, Joel,
What?
what the fuck? What was that?
You said, you said
I
a few secs.
Oh,
said, well, that's what I thought I heard. I don't understand, but okay.
You know,
Like-
because
short
Sec.
for seconds. Sex.
Sex.
Not like
A few
not
secs. Got it.
SEX.
SECS.
SECS.
Okay,
Oh wow.
okay.
Just give me a few secs.
Go okay.
I think we've successfully destroyed this podcast.
Seriously, Jesus has nothing to do with this conversation.
Well, Jesus has nothing to do with anything unless, he's... I don't know where to go with this because I'm going to sound racist and it's not even my show.
Wait, what?
What?
Have you seen the YouTube guy,
Topic of today's show because why have you veered from whatever the heck it is?
I think the topic of today's show was let's make the worst show ever.
Okay.
Is it working? Ask her if it's working.
Is it working?
I think so.
She thinks so. Yeah.
Okay.
good. We've at least accomplished what we set out to do.
I know that I
What
can't
was
get
setting
on Facebook, so I can't share with you this picture that was going to make you laugh.
Oh,
Why would I want
text it to me.
Let me see if I can. I might be able to jury rig something here.
Just text it to me. I'll post
It's
it
not
for you.
that simple.
This is infinitely more difficult than you may assume.
Yeah, it is. No shit.
It
Yeah,
is a
let's try
lot
this.
of ones and zeros, over and over again.
Let's try this.
You do that really well.
I do. It appears I've got a bit of sand in my shoe.
No, you fucked it up now. You had me going for a minute.
Let me give you a better shot here.
Alright.
Oh, you little bastard.
Waiting on that money shot, baby.
Here you go. Here's your money shot.
Falling can be deadly.
I want to get a facial.
That is an actual sign at that
Oh.
location. Yes.
Oh, I believe
Yes.
it. Oh, you pantomime that so well, John. That's funny as shit.
You like that?
Now, here's the problem.
The problem is,
Here's
his
the
falling
problem.
isn't deadly. It's the sudden landing that's
Sudden
deadly.
stop at the bottom. Yeah, but
Oh.
it says can be deadly. It doesn't say will be deadly.
So you're saying I have a chance?
Yep. 1 in a million. So here's the problem with this. See, I can post my picture on the video for the listeners if they ever fucking get around to looking at it, even though they haven't found any of the Easter eggs. But now I can't post your picture because it includes you in the picture.
Yeah,
You're
Crop
part
it.
of the funniness of it.
all you have to do is crop it so that just the sign is being shown.
Yeah, but it's not as funny without you in it.
Yeah, you
But
don't need
look.
to have me in it. That's okay.
Pickle.
Pickle,
We're in a pickle.
And
Quite.
I'm going to post.
and it is quite a
I think-
pickle.
I think as opposed to doing the cognitive dissolutions, CD for the cross-dresser that we've got as a
What the fuck?
picture, I think it's going to be just a pickle for this podcast. The entire show is going to be a picture.
Oh, I see. What? Yes.
I couldn't hear what she said.
That's okay. You don't need to.
Oh.
Here,
I see how it
here's
is, John.
another one.
So, Joel,
Yeah.
this motherfucker over here, John, is having side conversations with people off the show and not including us.
Well, no, she was actually part of the show, and then she asked me a question.
And we're not trying to do a good podcast, so this seems to be working out nicely.
When we are trying to do a good podcast, I don't do that.
Sort of like my daughter doesn't come in on our regular shows.
Exactly. Did you get the new picture that I sent you?
Not yet. No, give me just a second.
Did you say nude?
No, I said new.
Oh,
New.
Imagine my disappointment.
You should look at the
Mhm.
thread.
Okay.
No, the new picture hasn't come through yet.
Oh, well, it should.
Wait
Still
for it.
waiting.
Yeah, Facebook is being stupid tonight.
Yeah, it's been really slow. I almost like the listeners waiting for a good show to start and
Yeah.
not realizing that this is really going to be a bullshit show the entire time.
So very
I'm
disappointed.
waiting patiently for your fucking picture.
No. Candy was asking if anybody listens to it while we're recording it.
Not currently, no. I wouldn't do that to people.
Jesus.
Well, yes, Jesus is probably listening to it, yeah.
But
Allah.
no.
Given that Allah is just another name for God, I'm certain that Jesus is still listening to it.
Yahweh.
Another name for God.
Vishnu,
In my opinion, another name for God.
Krishna,
Again, same pantheon, so yeah.
Baal.
I'll give you that one. That's a
Sharan.
different and Satan and all those. That's a name for a different divinity. So yeah.
The dude that can read the Matrix?
But Baal was a god in the
That would've
Sumerian
been-
Empire
would've been
and the
Baal.
Babylonians.
Baal, and it actually was a Canaanite deity. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was a god.
Were they a bunch of dogs or something?
Well, because Allah, Yahweh, Baal,
The Canaanites?
Lilith were brothers and sister. Were
Were the Canaanites dogs?
No, they were not
Yes,
dogs.
they were.
Oh wow! Finally, Facebook responded. Holy cow!
Yeah, it didn't show it to us though.
Dangerous.
We're not important.
I don't know. Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Because because the best thing to do when you're making a podcast that's shitty is make it so nobody can hear you. And then laugh like a little girl.
That is a really good way to make it a bad podcast. We should do that one of these days.
You know, it's times like this where I kind of miss the control of the mute button.
Man, I can't even share anything. This is horrible.
Oh my god! I was listening to our show. God, it was, I want to say, it was when Joel first took over recording. Was that episode 12?
Oh,
The one that we took off?
It was 18 or 19. It was recent.
I could have sworn he started recording at like 12 or
I
13.
can tell you, actually. Pretty quickly.
Anyway, it was one of the ones that, it was the one that we didn't allow to go through. So 12 or 13.
That was
the one. Yeah, that was the one that he started recording. And he kind of had that exasperated moment where he's like, and this is the one I'm fucking recording for the first time. It was pretty entertaining to me.
It was 12, indeed.
Okay.
Ha! I know our show. That's not really something to be proud of, but
You're in lonely company.
oh. So anyway, we've dicked around for close to an hour now.
Yeah.
I think we should try to get kicked off now. I think we should do some copywritten shit.
The new format. Yeah, they're not going to do that though, because
Oh, it came through.
Did it?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, it's about damn time.
Really? That was not the way.
No, they did that with Bush years
So
ago.
fucking disappointing.
I'm sorry.
God, you're like my sex
You're
life
kind
right
of
now.
a disgrace right now.
That's pretty much true.
How can you say that about Al? I thought he was your friend.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
Disgraceful. You are the father. That's a lie.
Oh yeah?
I'm confused.
If everything I say is a lie, then what happens if I tell you I'm lying?
You're
You
lying.
die. What if I say I'm lying down?
Ooh. Well, if everything you say is a lie and you say that you're lying down,
I'm
that
wrecked.
well then the very fabric of the universe will unravel and everything will not matter anymore.
Like it does anyways.
That's not what the Goblin King says, I'm just saying.
Doesn't the Goblin King say eat them?
That's the Goblet King.
Yeah, we have definitely devolved.
Yeah.
There was
See what I
somebody
mean?
stupid in
Somebody
that
should
last-
just soak us in vinegar for a long time. You know what that would make us?
fucking pickled. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? I don't need drugs. You guys don't need drugs. We're fucked up enough as it is. Neither of you are stoned, and we're having a great time. See that?
How do you know I'm not stoned?
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion.
Oh god, that was quite an assumption there. I mean, I'm not, but that's not the point. Don't be so quick to judge.
I didn't judge anything.
You
Sadly.
literally said I wasn't stoned. You were making a judgment.
I was making an observation, not a judgment.
It wasn't an observation. You can't know.
I can, because you told me earlier that you weren't.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yes, you
you're
did.
fibbing.
You said I need.
You're
to
a
get stoned."
you're a Fibonacci.
You guys got to remember that this podcast is recorded, so I'm eventually going to go back and find out who's telling the truth. And John's probably right. 'Cause fucking
I want to know. That's funny.
Oh.
And that's and besides, who's to say I didn't get stoned between the time I said I wasn't stoned to the time of now or whatever?
Because I haven't heard you token.
Well, we have mute buttons, dude.
You can't hear a needle.
Yeah,
bro.
but Joel doesn't know where his mute button is.
I know where everybody's mute buttons is. I'll mute all you motherfuckers. I will A-bomb this whole fucking show. John, muted.
It'd be
And
the
he's
first time you got
gone.
our audio. It'd be the first time you got all of our audio levels equal the entire show. Just saying.
Piss off. That's not true. Fuck.
So this was a good coming back together episode. I really think so. Even though we trashed the shit out of it.
It's kind of like when you don't work out for a long time and then you go back in there and you just suck. Everything hurts.
It's better that we suck doing something like this than suck trying to deal with a complicated and difficult
Pickle?
topic.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So, I think we should call it a show.
It
Or
is
something.
definitely a show.
Oh, it's something.
We're showing
It's a pickle.
Yeah, we're showing our pickle.
Tickle, tickle. All right. Well, I've got to unfortunately go. So if you guys want to continue recording, that's kosher by me.
Why don't you just go and not be unfortunate?
Well, unfortunately, my life is unfortunate right now, so I'm kind of rolling with that.
Wow, way to fucking end on a high note.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's all. That was almost as good as the way we ended that transhumanist episode.
How did that happen? I don't know.
We ended that one with, well, we might as well all just kill ourselves because we're fucked.
That sounds about right.
All right. So I should be able to have this thing, edited sometime tomorrow, since tomorrow's my Friday, and up on Monday, at least.
Okay.
So
Oh, Billy
I'll let
Double.
you guys know when it's up and running. So Joel, once we're done, if you could send it over to me, that'd be great.
Yep.
Cool.
Be
Have
good.
a good night, and John, say thank you to your wife for participating.
Thank you to your wife for participating.
All right, guys. See you later.
See ya.
Okay. Good night.
My brain, so you think you can break me, but you won't. Don't think you can change me.